Hello and welcome to episode 58 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. I am Sam Suvak, alongside Cody Tetrick. Cody, I have a question for you.
Sam, I may have an answer.
I assume you've seen the latest news that there are now pictures of a black hole. Have
Yes,
you seen
I have,
it?
actually.
You've seen it. And the black hole, in fact, looks like the all-seeing eye of Sauron, does it not?
Oh, it does, yes.
My question, my friend, do you feel that the end times are coming?
You know, I woke up, had a weird feeling in my stomach. Turns out I just ate some bad taco the night before.
That's, yeah, legit.
But yeah, I think the end times are upon us. I think there's only one way to stop it, though.
Oh, how's that?
We gotta get a merry band of people together and go bring a ring to a volcano.
Do you have the ring?
I
We
could find one.
I didn't say a ring. I said the ring. Do you have the ring? It's important that it's the specific ring and not just any ring. See, I think that's where the problem. No, I don't have the. You know, I don't like jewelry. So I don't know where this ring is. So
Does
I
it
feel
have
like
to be a ring? Like, could it be another thing you would wear? Like, could it be some sunglasses?
Those sunglasses are pretty snazzy, but I don't get a sense of power, like world dominating power coming from those sunglasses. So I'm not sure that that's it. And I mean, all the legends, I believe, talked about a ring.
True.
I'm not sure if they had sunglasses back then. Middle Earth days.
Yeah, good point. Well,
so we're probably just gonna die.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna die.
Probably gonna die. Okay.
Or do you think this is like a pre-quest to the actual quest we have to go on? Like, video games have prepped us all our lives for this, Sam. I think we just need to. This is the part where we like go search for materials, and then we get to the good stuff, like going to killing the boars and all that in World of Warcraft.
Cody, do you know how disappointing this is? Because if this is like a video game, I'm gonna accidentally back off a cliff immediately and die. So,
if it comes to we have to drive somewhere, I think I should definitely
take up driving. Definitely, you should drive. Yeah. And probably I shouldn't jump. You know, I got bad ankles anyway, so.
Yeah. I'm not a very good jumper either with the bad back, so that might not be a good thing.
And, you know, my aim isn't great, so probably instead of trying to fight with people, we should try to talk and make friends.
Oh, see, my talking skills are very bad, but my shooting skills are very good, so.
Yeah, I mean, my talking's not great, but,
I'm rolling like a -5 in the communication.
I mean, let's just, okay, if we're gonna die, it's fine. Okay,
it's
we've had a good run, we had a good time. Let's just, okay, this is what I was thinking about today when I was thinking how we were gonna die, and it's a shame, you know. There's a lot of games coming out that we're probably never gonna get to play, because we'll be dead. What is the one game that's coming up that you have to play it before you die? And I mean, if you don't, it's just gonna be a life incomplete. Do you have any games like that out of the upcoming roster?
The new Marvel Ultimate Alliance game, like 100%.
I guessed that was what you were gonna say.
What about you? What you got?
Do you want to guess what I'm gonna say? It's a hint. It's not Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
I feel like it's a certain game that may be being announced soon. Like, when this podcast releases, it's been announced. I believe it's going to be Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh my god. You're spot on, fella. You know your stuff. Yeah. I know absolutely nothing about that game. We haven't seen anything yet, but I'm super excited because I love Respawn and I love Star Wars. So hopefully we will both get to play our games before we die because of this Sauron situation. But, you know. And maybe we'll just be enslaved and it'll be fine. And, like, we'll still get to play video games after we finish our daily slave labors. So, I don't know. Maybe we're just going to become orcs.
Ooh. Dude,
Orcs
the orcs
still have
in
thumbs.
Lord of the Rings are fucking badass. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I'd say gross, but yeah, badass also.
oh no, they're pretty gross.
Well, there's the orcs and then there's the Orokai. And the Orokai are more badass.
See, yeah, I meant the Orokai.
Actually, you'd probably be an Orokai and I'd probably be the orc because, like, I'd be, like, fucking things up and then, like, you know, and you'd be, like, over there killing hobbits, so.
Oh, God, I like hobbits. Hobbits are cool.
I mean, you don't have a choice when you're enslaved by Sauron.
True, yeah.
But, I don't know. Well,
Can I be a ring wraith as well? I want to be a ring wraith.
Well, maybe,
no, because they were like, pre-picked.
Die to be one.
Dude, I really want to watch Lord of the Rings.
I already watched them all a while back, like in the last year.
They're on Netflix, I think.
Oh, are they?
I think I started watching the first one again.
I was so fucking pissed, Cody, because I have the box set on DVD, so I have all of them, right? So I'm watching them. I don't remember if it was the first one or the second one. I went to watch it, and my fucking disc didn't work, and I was so mad, and I had to fucking pay to rent it on Amazon or something, because my stupid disc didn't work.
The worst.
That was probably a precursor. Sauron's been, like, cursing stuff all this time, because he was coming, and he didn't want us to know.
Yeah, I have Sauron to blame for my broken back. It all makes sense now.
It does.
Damn. So we should probably talk about video games, because people who don't know anything about Lord of the Rings are so lost right now.
They'll get over it.
They're like, who
the fuck is Sauron?
What are the Orokai? I'm so lost.
Hey, there's a video game about it, so it's fine. Okay, so let's move on to, I guess, more death and killing and evil in video games. Because if you watched last week's episode for the after credits scene, you saw a very special secret ceremony where Cody was not going to be able to come to our Friday the 13th game night, so he passed me his Jason powers, right? I was pretty skeptical. I did not think this was going to work. I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to disappoint him. But, yeah, Cody knows his ceremonies. His sister might not know much about seances, but Cody knows his power transfer ceremonies, okay? Well, I guess I kind of spoiled it. So we had our game night on Saturday night, and I ended up playing Jason one time, and I don't know, Cody. It's just like everything felt different. You'd given me advice. People were trying to shoot the gun at me. I started zigzagging like you told me. It worked. Although I did get shot once, but it was fine. I got my traps down. Cody, for the first time, I managed to like successfully throw a throwing knife and hit somebody with it. Finally figured that out. Never once done that before. So like in the past, I've only gotten like maybe 2 kills in a game. Mm-hmm. Cody, I got the clean sweep. I was so excited. I was to be fair. At this point, we'd had some problems with the in-game chat. It wasn't like I couldn't hear some of the people, so we switched to party chat so like everybody could hear everybody. And Mike was the last one alive, and everyone else was like, "Mike, go to the car, And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna go to the car." So he kind of got screwed on that.
You're cheating. Son of a gun.
Well, you know,
right,
but and also, to be fair, also, Byron, the one before him, he jumped out a window, and I had a trap right there to get him, but something happened and the game glitched, and he just, like, sunk through the ground and disappeared, and it counted it as a kill. So I was like, hey, that works. I'm fine with that. So yeah, I did it. I got my 6 out of 6. I was so proud of myself, and I just couldn't believe that it had happened. And then later, I got to be Jason again, and I was really worried because I'm like, it's not going to happen twice. Like, this magic, it doesn't last. But Cody, it lasted because you got good staying power. That's what I hear. So, I got another clean sweep. I was trying to make a sex joke because I guess it wasn't funny. Yeah. But yeah, so 2 clean sweeps as Jason. Who would have thought that it could have happened? But it did. All because you gave me your power. So, thank you, sir. It was such a fun experience. So,
see, it's pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Proud of you. You did good.
Yeah. I may never be that good again, but at least I had my moment in the sun. Actually, it was the dark and sometimes rainy nights at Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, you know, we're a kid's haven. Or Packanack. Or I'll shut up now. Anyways. Glad you did good, though.
Yeah. Sorry you couldn't make it. Did you have a good time with your WrestleMania stuff?
Yeah, it was. So the reason I was not there was because my brother and I bought a big package thing and let us watch all these different wrestling events that were going on. Because the weekend around WrestleMania, it's not just about WrestleMania, it's also like indie promotions coming together and putting on their own shows. So we got to watch like legitimately like probably like 40 plus hours of wrestling. And like
that's a full-time job.
We'll tell a fun story real quick. We watched something called Joey Ryan's Penis Party. For those of you who aren't acquainted with wrestling, there's a wrestler named Joey Ryan. Some may know him as the king of Dong Style.
What the fuck is Dong Style? Do I want to know?
He has a very... Man, this is really not PG, so like if you have kids around, stop listening right now for like a good 3 minutes. He's a very magical penis. He can do something called the penis plex, which is where he flips someone over with his penis. Anyways, I love wrestling. It's the best.
So, I am very intrigued just now. So, I mean, I understand you got a tight spandex. You can see some stuff going on there. So, like, do you see the penis, like,
I mean, it's
doing a thing?
It's not on display.
Is he just, like, kind of thrusting with it?
He's kind of thrusting with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So he grabs the person by the hand, he applies their hand to the area, and then he, flexes, and when he flexes, like, it goes all the way through, and the person, like, is like, like, writhing, and then he flips them over, and then I should say he follows it up by pulling a lollipop out of his spandex that's been next to his, putting it in their mouth and then super kicking them, and then,
wow. So
have I mentioned how much I love wrestling?
Wrestles with have to be very open-minded and accepting of things, because to get that done against your will is not okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he had an entire event where just things of similar nature happened, and it was interesting. Okay. Really interesting.
Yeah.
100%.
I learned things today that I never would have expected.
Yeah. But the normal wrestling was also very good. But yeah, we were watching that, and multiple times I turned and was like, what is happening? Like, what's going on right now? But yeah.
So I don't follow much wrestling, but apparently we do follow a lot of wrestling fans on Twitter. And so, like, I saw a bunch about it. And so this guy named Kofi? What's his name?
Kofi Kingston, yes. Kofi Kingston.
He's from Up, Down, Down video games stuff?
Yes.
So yeah, he's a video game guy too.
Yeah. So Kofi Kingston became the first ever African-American WWE champion in the 50 years of WWE. So, like, that was pretty incredible.
That's awesome, but also, what the fuck? Why did it take so long? So
there have been, like, world heavyweight champions.
Yeah.
Because there's always, like, multiple titles. But there's never been, like, the WWE champion.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Why the fuck did it take this long?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, that was a very, like, insane moment. It was very cool.
That's really cool.
And then it was also followed by the first time ever female main event.
Yeah.
Which was okay.
So
that's all we'll say about that.
I read something about it, and it listed like 3 women involved in it. Was it like a 3-way fight?
Yeah.
They do that?
Triple threat match.
They just have 3
There's triple
people
threats. There's fatal 4-ways. There's...
That sounds dirty.
Okay. Yep. Second I said it.
Okay. Can I ask you something that's possibly inappropriate for wrestling behind the scenes stuff? Okay. Not to like lessen the experience, but like I've watched the show Glow, and the wrestling was, very choreographed and it was planned out, and so like they knew who was gonna win, before that happened. So is that like, does that sort of thing happen in these?
Are you asking me, is wrestling fake?
I'm just asking, like, Kofi, like, did they finally just decide, like, it's okay, like, we're finally gonna let a black guy have it, or was it just, like, he just naturally won it?
I think it was a lot of things. Like, I think, so, like, every once in a while in wrestling, there's this magical moment where the fans get behind a wrestler, and that, like...
Okay.
I can tell you, like, 5 months ago, Kofi Kingston was probably not even thought of to be in the main event, or one of the main events of WrestleMania. It was because the fans got behind him and, like, supported him, and, like, this whole movement of Kofi Mania started.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm sure, like, once they realized what they had going, they were like, okay, yeah, you know, he deserves a belt. He's been there 11 years, you know.
That's awesome. Well, good for him. Good for wrestling. So yeah, and good for you for having a good time and watching your 40 hours of wrestling. Jeez. All right. So let's get into some video games that we've been playing. So I'll start this off. This weekend, Xbox had a free trial period to play Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel. And since we've just been in all of this Borderlands talk, I was like, hey, let's go ahead and play one of these. I asked around. The general consensus was Borderlands 2 was the better one, or the more fun one. So that's the one that I decided to try out. I love so, you know, like, I played a little bit of Borderlands. I don't really remember much of it, but I played Tales from the Borderlands, and I absolutely loved it. And one of the things from that I guess comes from the Borderlands games is, like, the opening credits. They have, like, a really cool song, and they have, like, this, you know, animated, like, montage sequence of events with, like, action happening, and it's really exciting. And the Borderlands 2 starts out with that as well, and it was really cool. I was going to write down the name of the song. I think it's by a band called The Heavy, and it's that "This ain't no place for no heroes." That sounds real bad, I'm sorry, but that's my best. I'm not a singer, I tell you this. But it was a really cool song, and, like, the way they put it all together with the animation was really cool, and you got to see, I think, just 4 of the different Vault Hunters that you would get to play as, which is kind of cool. And then, like, you go, like, there's this train accident, whatever, and then you get to go pick your person that you want to start playing as. And there were, like, 7 or 8 different characters you could pick to play as. Does that not sound right to you?
No, you're right. Okay. I forget they probably had, like, all the DLC online.
Yeah, they had all that in there. So, and I was kind of disappointed because, like, it would have the person and just, like, have a real little description about them, but it wasn't necessarily clear to me, like, what their abilities were and what those things meant. Like, I think Maya was the siren, and her thing was she controls the ebb and flow of the battle. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? Because I'm like, I saw her, like, do something with, like, a blue glowy magic looking thing in the animation, but I'm like, I have no idea really, like, what her abilities are. Because, I mean, she seemed cool, because I think the lady in the Borderlands 3 trailer that has, like, the extra arms that pop out, I think she was a siren too, and she looked badass. So I was like, maybe I want to play as a siren, but then I saw that you can't, like, change your character, and I was like, well, I don't really know what she does, so I went with Gage, who has the mech buddy that she can call down. She's kind of got these pigtails and, like, some goggles on her forehead. She looks fun and spunky. So I played as her, and, like, I don't know. I only called my mech buddy, like, my ultimate once, and he was cool, but I don't know if, like, she had other abilities that I never quite got into, but I liked her, so.
I think, if I'm remembering, like, Borderlands correctly, it's usually, like, level 5 is when you get your first talent point, and then you can start opening up the skill trees.
Well, you got your first talent point and used it to set up your ultimate, so, like, that's when I could get my mech guy after that.
Yeah, and so but then after that you can start getting, like, abilities and stuff.
Okay,
the like, higher you level.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I remember.
I got a couple of them, but I don't remember what they were. They were not, like, super exciting. They were, like, your basic. I think one of them had to do with health regeneration or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fine. So I had a lot of fun with it. I like all the different guns. The shooting felt pretty good.
Yeah.
In Borderlands 1, I was playing on PC, and I was playing with a controller, but, like, I don't think that it had really much aim assist on the computer, regardless of the controller, so I think I didn't have a great time with that one as much, so this was a lot better. And a lot of the guns were pretty fun. I didn't I thought I'd just, find one I like and kind of stick with it. But then, like, I'd get into this situation. I was like, well, I've got this sniper rifle. I guess I should try it. And then I was like, oh my God, I love this sniper rifle. It's fantastic. And so I was like getting headshots and just taking care of business. And so, like, I was at the point where I could have 2 guns, like, available to switch back and forth. And then I could pause it and go get my other gun out of my backpack. So I could have a bunch of guns. And it was pretty easy to switch them all out. So that was pretty good. The enemies were fun and nice to fight. I'm at this, like, I'm right on the borderline of whether I like Claptrap or whether I think he's gonna get annoying. Like, I'm just like, it's teetering on the edge.
I think that's the point of him. I think it's the point of him. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm assuming he'll be at Borderlands 3 again. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's like the mascot. So
yeah.
I'm like, the more I think about Borderlands 3, the more I get excited for it. Because, like, I'm remembering, like, how much I loved Borderlands 1. Like, I never got very far in it. But I remember, like, just, like, the guns feel really good. Like, Gearbox shooting does feel really good.
I mean, it's no Bungie or Respawn. It definitely feels alright.
Or Respawn, yeah.
It's good.
And, like, because I know, like, we have a community and, like, I'll actually get to sit down and play through the game with, like, you and, like, other people who want to play these games. And, like, that really excites me. And, like...
That's what she said.
God damn it. Anyways, I'm excited for it. Like, Borderlands 3 is, like, it's going to be really cool.
Yes, I think it will be, and I think playing with people will be fun. I did get to the point where I got to this thing where I was supposed to go find a crane to lift Claptrap up to the higher platform, and I couldn't find the controls, and I was like, So I was like, I'm going to take a break, so I wanted to go to the park anyway. And then when I got back, I turned it back on, and, like, I was all the way back at the starting area, which was pretty far away. Yeah. And, like, I'd unlocked some fast travel, but I looked at the map and I didn't see any, like, fast travel stuff between here and there. And I was just like, man, I don't really want to walk over there again. And so then I just stopped. Which I think is kind of like a similar thing that happened when I was playing Borderlands 1. So hopefully that's not going to be an issue with Borderlands 3, and I'll be in it and, like, want to do it and, like, like, finish the mission before I take my break. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. It was a good time, and I'm glad it was free and getting to try it out. So yeah. Yeah,
it's a really cool thing because it's definitely, like, some people probably never really played a Borderlands game, and so they got to play their first one probably this weekend. So that's good. Yeah.
Yep. Good deal. All right, Cody, you got some new stuff to tell us about Division 2.
Yeah, so I've just been playing a lot of The Division. I'm really enjoying that game. So I did my first Stronghold, which is, like, their kind of versions of, like, dungeons or strikes from Destiny, which would be something I compare it to, or Strongholds and Anthem. And holy shit, is it intense. Well, first of all, like, I guess, like, I like the way they set this up is, like, you're going through the story, and, like, as you're reaching, I'm level 28.
What's the max
level? I was
level?
level 30.
Okay. You need to get on it. You're almost done.
I'm almost done, yeah. So the way the story is kind of structured is that, like, you're going through, and then, like, around 24, 25, they're like, all right, you should go into the Stronghold, and, like, that's part of the story. And so, like, the first Stronghold is level 26. So I went and did the first Stronghold at level 26. I've been playing mostly this stuff solo. Mm-hmm. I kind of was like, well, no, I need to go into this with a team.
Yeah.
So I did matchmaking really quick, like maybe like 10 seconds, and then I found a team. And
I was going to do it, that's what she said, but then I decided to let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Anyways, very intense. Like, if you are not coordinated, God damn it. Second I said it. If you're not coordinated, it's going to be a bad time.
That's also like, what she said.
All right. This entire thing is just, that's what she said thing for you. All right. So before I went in, I was like, oh, like, I think I should run. Because, like, I'm always, like, conscious that, like, not everybody is going to play a play style that I agree with. So I was like, I'm going to run some support abilities just in case. So I swapped to this little thing. Oh, hit the cord again. Sorry. Okay. Got so excited. That's what she said.
Yes. That's what he said.
He said, yeah. So I switched to this like little drone that you can like toss out, and it'll like sit on the ground and shoot out little like darts, and the darts will come to your character and repair your armor.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and luckily another guy was also using that, and we definitely need it. If you're going into a stronghold, you need to be running at least one support ability.
Yeah.
And hopefully someone else is, because if not, it's going to be a bad time. Because there are a lot of enemies, there are a lot of yellow bars, there are a lot of purple bars, and they will fuck your shit up.
Can you change your setup in the middle of the stronghold, or is it like locked once you go in there?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
As long as it's not on cooldown. Okay. So you can't like throw out your secret mine and then go try to swap it. And like I was very glad I swapped, because like we definitely needed, like there were times where like there was a time where like 3 of us were down, and like the other person was just running around. And like you have to play these again eventually. I know that, like once you end game, you have to play through them again to kind of like, they're called like world tiers, and it's just like, the way I can think about describing it is like in Diablo, once you kind of hit like the end game, you do these Paragon levels where you go through different dungeons, and as you go through the dungeons, you go up in Paragon levels. You're going up in world tiers every time you go through these, and you're playing on a harder and harder difficulty.
So you can't ever go back and go do an easier one again? Like you always have to keep
No, you can.
You can? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
You can actually like if I wanted to, I think I can go in and pick story missions and play them on the hard difficulty, because there's a trophy for doing all of it on hard. So yeah.
Cool.
And like I had a blast. Like it was a lot of fun. It was challenging, and that's what I like enjoyed. I was like, yeah, like this, like we're struggling a little bit at times. Like that's what made it enjoyable for me, because I was like, yeah, like so like once we killed a boss as a group, like it was just fucking awesome. So I still was rocking the chem launcher at this time. I actually traded out the chem launcher, the one I was using with the acid, because I found a better one. Me and Andy were messing around with some stuff. But yeah, like so I did my first stronghold, and like they're very intense. I know they just added a 4th one to the game. I know like before there was only 3, then there's a 4th one, and like I'm excited to play all the strongholds, and like the new first raids coming out soon, and like excited, Sam. It's gonna be really cool. Other than that, I progressed the story pretty far. But one thing I stopped and did was I was helping Andy, and he was like, oh, I bought the chem launcher that shoots the flame gas. And I was like, oh, let me know how it goes. You get 2 shots, and it's on a 20-second cooldown. And let me tell you, when you hit somebody with fire, it stuns them pretty much.
Yeah.
That means you can unload on them. And I just found an LMG. And I like the LMGs, because, man, spraying and praying and just hitting things for a long time feels good in this game.
That's what he said.
What? Okay.
Spraying and praying and
hitting things. Okay. Goddamn, Sam, we are reaching today. Anyways, and then I was like, oh, in the stronghold, one of my teammates was using a turret. You can like throw out this turret, and like it was fucking shit up. And I was like, oh, well, I want to try. I'm gonna try the flame chem launcher, and I'm gonna try the turret. And so I threw out the turret, and like it was just, we were doing a mission, and I shot the flame stuff, and you have to shoot the flame stuff to like ignite it, like to make it like light on fire. So like I shot it, I threw out the turret, and I shot the fire thing, forgot about it for a second. The turret automatically locked onto that area, shot it for me, and I was like, this is so fucking cool.
Nice.
Let's go.
Well, yeah, because I was just thinking I would have trouble if I was like shooting like a gas canister, and then I had to try to like shoot it with my gun too. Like,
yeah. And so like, and then me and Andy were both running it at the time, and so like we just had like fire like everywhere, and things were just dying a lot. And I was like, I like this. This is a good setup.
Could you catch on fire from your own fire, or were you safe?
Yes.
Okay.
You can always, because like even when I had the acid one, if I accidentally hit if I hit a wall in front of me by accident, it would like take away my armor. And I was like, oh shit, all right.
That happens.
Yeah. And so I wanted to talk quick like about the story, because I'm pretty far in it. I'm like probably about to wrap everything up. And so something that the Division does is like your character does not talk. Like you were just silent the entire time. And like there are cutscenes where like people are talking to you, and you're just kind of standing there very stoic, and you're just kind of like, all right. And like I mentioned that review from the guy Skill Up a while back, and he made a joke. He's like, it bothered me at first, but then I started thinking about my character is just RoboCop before he can talk, and it got a lot more fun. and I went into it like thinking that, and like yeah, it's pretty fun to imagine you're just a fucking like android cyborg who's just like, I am here to help. Tell me what to do, random NPC, and then you leave. And like, it just got me thinking like, it doesn't bother me. Like it's a way to tell a story and like, you know, have something go on and like your character doesn't talk. But like, I think of like these aren't story-driven games. Like Destiny, like it's cool when you talk in Destiny. Like that when we talked in Forsaken, it was fucking awesome.
Well, and Destiny's a little bit different also because we always have our ghost, and a lot of times ghost talks to us. So it's not like there's a gap in a conversation. It's just like, you know, we're not saying it ourselves. So that one kind of is better. Yeah.
And like in Division, it doesn't bother me because like the cutscenes are pretty, like there's no cutscene where like someone's fucking talking for an hour. Like it's very short. Usually it's just like, hey, I need you to go do this. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I think there are some like, I have some issues with the story, but I don't know if that's just coming from the fact that like I haven't fully completed it, but also the fact that like I missed Division 1 and I don't know how much it's carrying over. Yeah. So I'm hoping to check back in with that once I know a little bit more. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm enjoying it. Like I'm really just enjoying like going through DC is like one of the best parts of the game because like there's so many cool little areas. I think I have like one section of the map left to unlock. It's a pretty sizable map too. Yeah. And like it's cool to be in an open world and like things are always changing. Like Andy went to go like check on his kid at one point when we were playing and I wasn't like paying attention. And sorry, got a little
getting a little emotional about it here. Yeah. It's fine.
Oh, and so like I was just standing there like looking at my phone, texting, waiting for him to come back, and then I start hearing like gunfire around me, and I'm like, "What's happening?" And this like squad of yellow bars rolled up and saw Andy and just started unloading, but didn't take notice of me. And I was like, "What's happening?" And so like I was like, "Oh shit!" Like so I killed one real quick and get into cover, and like Andy's still not back, and so I was like, "All right, I can just like run up and res him real quick." And so I go try to do that, and like. Got the bar almost filled, and then this elite just turns, smacks me away from him with like a sledgehammer. I was like, "Oh shit!" The sledgehammers destroy you pretty much. Yeah. And then the other one like started shooting me, and I died. And I was like, "An issue is when you die, you have to pick a respawn point." We were going to a mission where none of us had respawn points near the mission, so we had to go walk all the way back.
Yep. And
I was like, "Damn it!"
That sucks.
And then I was like, we're going to go get a respawn point near there if we ever have to go back there.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I mean, if you're going AFK for a minute, you need to like make sure you find a safe spot to leave your little body, because otherwise it's not good. So.
Yeah, still just loving Division 2. I think this game's going to like, it's going to keep me busy for a while. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, hopefully, I'm sure by next week you'll be at max level. And
definitely.
If not, I mean, you're getting a demerit. So.
Oh, damn it! Can't get another one.
I know. Here, this is your last one. So, okay. So the other game that I've been playing this week is The Surge, and this was one of the free PS Plus games this month. Yeah. And I didn't know anything about it, but Alejandro in the Discord was like, "Hey, this is one of those kind of hard games. It's kind of like Dark Souls a little bit." I was like, well, shit. But, you know, it was free. And I was like, let's go ahead and try it, you know. So, basically, it's a futuristic world. So, you're in, like, there's androids, and you've got, like, you get a mech suit, and it's, like, very technological advanced. So, it's, like, kind of a different setting than the other, like, Dark Souls or Bloodborne type of games. But I guess it's, like, a similar kind of combat system. So, you've got basically you just get like a melee weapon, and you've got a horizontal attack and a vertical attack, and then you've got your block and your dodge. So basically, you know, basic combat. And it's not really one of those where you can just like button mash and just smash, smash, smash. You gotta like plan it out, because the animation takes a little bit of time with your attack. So you kind of have to wait for that. And it's best if you're, you know, paying attention to when the enemy's gonna lunge at you, so you can like dodge around or do a block to get your best combat practices. And I kind of like I adjusted to it pretty easily. I was on the first level, okay, so like it's it's like kind of like the training enemies. It's fine. And it has this thing where you push R3 to lock onto the enemy, and then you use just the right joystick to focus on what part of the body you want to attack, which I guess, I don't know if that's a thing from the other games. And a lot of the time, one part of the body will be unarmored, and so like it's their weak spot. Yeah. So that's like the good spot to go for. So I was just doing that. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. So as you're also you have stamina. So when you run, when you dodge, when you block, when you do an attack, it uses your stamina. So you gotta like really keep an eye on that, because you're fighting, and then all of a sudden you're trying to attack, and like you don't have any stamina, and you just get punched in the face. So as you're doing your attacks, it boosts up your energy level, and then once your energy level hits a certain point, you can do like an execution move, and these are pretty cool because like it goes into slow motion for a second, and like you're just like lopping off a body part, and it looks pretty cool. Damn. And one of the things you can focus on is just body, and so if you like cut off, you just like cut them in half, and like there's some blood flowing. It looks pretty cool, so I enjoyed that. And the first level, really, there was just like your basic kind of like robot enemies, and then like some flying drones, and the flying drones were kind of bitches because they like have things they can shoot at you, and so you gotta like dodge, but they do have like kind of a warning red sight bar at you, so you can tell when they're getting ready to shoot. So you're just going through okay, let me start over. So you start out, you're this guy in a wheelchair, and you're going to this corporation to volunteer for whatever. I don't know, but you're going to get a mech suit. And so you go to get your mech suit, and you can pick whether you want like the more versatile, agile one or the more tanky one, I think. But I picked the versatile one because I don't know. And so your guy goes in, and he gets stuck in this like contraption where he's going to get some surgery done, I guess. And the AI is like, okay, subject is sedated, let's proceed. And he's like, hey, wait, I'm not sedated, dude, I'm awake. And like, and they just start like attaching these mech parts like to his body and like drilling things into his skin, which is, okay, it's horrible. But also, dude's got all his clothes on, okay? So they're attaching all this stuff on top of his clothes. So I'm like, these fucking clothes are not coming off. Like, what's gonna happen? Like, this is not okay. So obviously it was malfunctioning just to do that while he was awake. But I'm like, I feel like he should have not had those clothes on also. But regardless, you get your mech suit. You can walk. He's pretty excited about that. But like turns out some type of catastrophe has happened, and there's like nobody around, and like something, and he's trying to like figure out there's somebody on like a radio comm telling him he has to get to this location, whatever. So that's like sets you on your goal for this area, right? And you go, I think you fight a little bit, and then you find this area where there's the med bay, and so the med bay like heals you up all the way, and then as you're killing people and like picking up stuff, you get these core components that you can put into your suit to do different things. So like I got one that does like it refills your health real quick, and then I got another one that is like a slow health regeneration, so like over 30 seconds it'll fill up a certain amount. There's ones that will increase your energy and like keep it like your energy decay, keep it low and different stuff. So you get different stuff like that, and you go to the med bay to refill those. So it's like your campfire rest. Okay. So you go out and you're fighting some enemies. You're getting tech scrap, which is what you use to do your upgrades. And you're just like kind of wandering around looking for stuff because there's no map and there's no waypoints. You just have to explore and kind of find stuff. It does the thing where if you die, you drop all of your tech scraps there and you respawn at the med bay and you have to go get your tech scraps. Okay? Which I was like, okay, it's fine. I was doing that a few times, and then I spawned and I realized that it has a little timer on it. So you have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go get your stuff. And if you don't get it in that time, it disappears. And I was like, holy shit. But turns out that even though this first level that I was in, like, it feels like pretty big. Like, I'd be wandering around for like 10 minutes, like going and finding different stuff. But really, when you need to get somewhere, you can get there in 2.5 minutes. So I found out after I'd been playing a while that you just run by, you dodge these enemies, you don't engage, you just like scooch by and you get where you need to go. So like you can usually get back to your stuff. So I was playing, and then I found the place where I was supposed to go, but the power wasn't working yet, so I couldn't leave the level. So I was looking around some more, and then I eventually found this like place where I'd have to go underground. And so I go down there, and it's like, you need to turn on your flashlight. And I was like trying to turn on my flashlight. It's like, oh, you have to have your body gear equipped to turn on your flashlight. And I didn't have any body gear yet. And that's when I realized what you're supposed to be doing is like when you attack these robots and you focus on different parts of their body, like if you do your execution at that certain part, it's likely to drop like a damaged armor piece for that part of the body. And so you gather enough of those, and then you go back to the med bay and you can craft an armor piece, right? So I did a little bit. I was feeling pretty good about it. I'm like, I'm figuring this game out. I'm getting it. Like, I'm going all right. You know, I'm like, I'm going to go work on getting these body executions so I can get my body gear. And so I did, and I got it. I was like, all right. So then I went back down to this underground area, turned on my flashlight, and I was like, this is the stupidest fucking flashlight in the history of games, okay? It's like, doesn't illuminate hardly anything at all. So you're in third person, and he's got these two little flashlights on his shoulders, right? And so you're like, you're wandering around, you're turning, you're looking at stuff, trying to see what's going on. But like the camera is behind your dude, and so like it's blocking the camera, and you can't see with the lights, and you keep like running into walls because it's so dark and you can't see what's going on. I was very frustrated about that, but at the same time, it kind of gave it a little bit of a Dead Space kind of feel because it was so dark, and like you'd kind of be able to see stuff in the distance. Oh, I messed up my camera. But yeah, so it was pretty creepy when I was down there. But I was down there a lot because like I kept dying and trying to go back and just like go through. I can't get this camera fixed. I don't know. It's fine. But okay, there we go. While I was down there, like, I kept hearing somebody calling for help, but, like, I had to deal with these robots and stuff and, like, trying to get through, and then I kept getting lost because of this stupid flashlight, so I never found the dude that needed help. What do you...
I'm always wary in, like, kind of horror games for someone calling help, because I'm always like, I'm around a corner, and I'm going to find the person who's getting help, and it's going to be, like, a demon or something, so... Maybe it's good that you didn't find
Maybe it's a good call that I didn't get him, but yeah, because like I kept hearing him, but I had to kill the enemies, and then I tried to go back and find him, and like I don't know if I wasn't in the right spot, or like if he had just died because I didn't help him fast enough. I don't know. Regardless, I eventually made it through that underground part, and I got the power turned back on, so I was like, great. And then I wandered back and towards that area. I was kind of lost. I didn't remember where I was going, but I ended up in the area that was by where this train was that I was supposed to get on. But now, when I walked in that area, this giant robot monster wakes up, and I have to have my boss fight, right?
Oh, okay.
So, it's tough, Cody. It is real tough, because it's this big fucking guy. He'll sometimes kick you, or he'll try to stomp on you, and then he'll back off, and he has these missiles that he'll shoot at you that you can dodge if you're paying attention. But like, it was really tricky trying to balance my stamina and still be able to get some hits in on him. Also, just trying to figure out what was going on, because he had like a red bar, and then he had a bar below it that would charge with orange, and apparently you have to get the orange bar charged all the way before like you can do some serious damage to him and bring down his red bar. Didn't make sense. Yeah. But I was, hacking at him. Eventually I knocked some armor off of his foot. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I was dying a lot, Cody. And that was, making my fast runs just directly back to him so I didn't have to face anyone else. Yeah.
So at this point, like, which would you say was tougher, Bloodborne or Surge? Like, at this point in...
Okay. Bloodborne is harder because like I just said with the Surge, like everything was in like 2.5 minutes. Like I could get anywhere with 2.5 minutes, right? Bloodborne, like you'd have to go really far to like get to your checkpoint to where you were saved. And so it felt just like you were constantly having to replay a lot to get back to where you were. And I didn't feel that really at all in this game because like it wasn't a huge space, and it was just like me having to go explore and find stuff, and also like I could engage or not engage with these enemies really, and I could just completely avoid them if I needed to, which probably you can do that in Bloodborne if you're better, but I wasn't better. So yeah, I'd say Bloodborne is harder, but also I don't think I ever really got to a boss fight in Bloodborne. So this one was pretty tough. I was going to give up. I was like, I don't want to do this, but I kind of kept going. So I was making progress, and I eventually beat him. And I was like, that's cool. And so I went to the second level, and then like kind of right away, I walked to this spot where I think, turns out probably, they had these new enemies that were super tough, and I really shouldn't be trying to engage with them. Took me like 3 or 4 times dying before I figured that out. And so then I went the other direction and like started scouting some stuff around there. And I was like, this is fine. But then I was kind of just like, I mean, if I'm going to play video games, like maybe do something like a little more fun than this. So that's where I decided to stop. So I made it through the first level, and like it was all making sense, and I was having a decent time, but it's just not like the super funnest game for me to play. So I'm glad I tried it though, and I'm glad it was free on PS Plus. So if you're interested in that kind of game and you have PS Plus, you might as well download it and check it out. It's a pretty small download. I think it was like under 5 gigs or something. So
wow, all right.
Yeah.
What was the animation like? Was it like?
Oh, you cut out a little bit.
What was the animation like? Was it kind of like
it was
pixely top line? Okay.
No, it's very good. So yeah, very modern, very good looking. So, and it played really well. So, yeah. I mean, I would recommend it if you like that kind of game. And I would recommend trying it even if you think you don't like that kind of game. Because you never know. You might. And you can have a decent time with it. So.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Okay. Now, we're going to get into some news.
News.
Okay, that's enough. Thank you. Okay. That's good. So let's start with the weird news of the day. And so so these articles that I was reading, pretty much like universally, they were labeling this person a crazy millionaire. Because he has a strange plan, okay? So apparently there's this millionaire who, I don't know if he has a private island or if he's like renting space on a private island, whatever. He is trying to organize a real life battle royale game. Okay? And to clarify first, there's no real live weapons. They're using airsoft weapons with some type of like vest that'll, register hits or something. As far as I know. Yeah, but I mean it's pretty much like a real life Hunger Games type situation. Cody, what are your thoughts?
I can't imagine how this will not end terribly at all. Like, first off, after Fire Festival, I'd be sketchy if anything happening on a private island.
Exactly.
Secondly, why are we using airsoft and not paintball guns? Airsoft sucks. It hurts.
Oh, I don't know what airsoft is.
Paintballs also hurt a lot, but like airsoft guns hurt. Like I've been shot by one. It hurts.
Maybe they want to make it as realistic as possible, but hopefully without anyone getting really hurt.
Yeah. Third, I like to believe that everyone is okay and not crazy. But, sometimes people are crazy.
Sometimes they are.
And this is just a recipe, or like a recipe for a very bad thing to go down. I don't trust it.
No, yeah. I don't. I mean, I'm not sure what his like selection process is for who gets to play and like if you have to pay to go do this, but I hope like he would have a very involved screening process as to who gets to compete in this thing. Because, yeah, like you said, I mean, even if you don't have real weapons, like, if you're there on an island, pretty much unsupervised. I don't think there's going to be like enough cameras to like cover the island and like keep track of really everything that's going on. Like somebody could just straight up kill you and make it look like an accident, right? And like maybe that's just the kind of thing that they're into. It does not seem like a good idea. And
No, it
also,
does not.
I mean, if you kind of want this experience, you could kind of just go play laser tag, like, right? That's like kind of a similar experience, and nobody's gonna get hurt in that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, more or less. I mean, you could trip and hurt yourself, but your pride can be hurt when these little kids shoot you. But
it'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, if it happens, it'll go smoothly, and everyone will be fine, and it'll not be a problem.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I don't know. I can imagine, like, just people in communities, like, organizing, like, LARP groups to do battle royales with their, like, foam weapons and stuff. Yeah. And you just, totally. You just play along and play your part. I think it's people doing that. Like, in a park.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And that'd be, like, friendly and, less chance of someone getting hurt. I don't know. Yeah. That could be going on already, and we just don't know because we're not the cool kids. So
yeah, we're not doing LARP.
No,
I wish those foam swords are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there was the park at my old house, the park by it. Like people would go there often to do LARPing, and like they had some really well put together stuff. It was pretty impressive, like their armor and shields and stuff. So yeah, if you're crinkling something, please stop.
Sorry.
Okay. Hey, if I can hear it, other people can hear it. Okay. Oh, I fucked up my camera again. I'm not allowed to move. Okay. All right. Next story. Breaking news, Cody. All right. Resident Evil 2 came out earlier this year, right? They've just released I don't know what it's called, like a little pack where you pay $5. That's US dollars. And you unlock pretty much all of the extra things that you would unlock from playing and completing different tasks in the game. So you get various guns with unlimited ammo. I should have paid better attention to what all you got, but I was very excited about these guns with unlimited ammo. So yeah, but it's like a very clear, like, pay to win kind of situation. So what are your thoughts on this in general and or in this specific instance, Cody?
I think it's fine. Like if you like want to play through the game and like have it as easy as possible, like this is the thing for you. I don't think I know like Resident Evil 2, like there's like speed running competitions and like I don't know, like, I'm sure there's, like, rules in place where, like, you can't use these kind of things and all that. Yeah. So I don't feel like it's affecting those kind of people. I don't really have an issue with it. Like, if you want to make the game as easy as possible, go for it, as far as I care. Like, whatever makes you happy, man. Play through Resident Evil 2. Do your thing.
Cody, there is about a 99% chance that I'm going to buy this. So
I'll probably do it when I get the game eventually. Like I'm gonna probably end up doing it.
I mean, I played through with Leon the whole game, and I had a good time. And then I started Claire's run, and I just like wasn't having a good time. Part of that is because like I missed going and picking up the grenade launcher or something that I was supposed to, and I was just like, and I just like, and so I haven't had a desire to go back and play it. But now I'm like, I can get a grenade launcher with infinite ammo. I'm like, this could bring me back to the game when I really didn't have any desire to go back to it. So that's, like, pretty exciting, and I think it's really cool that they did this. And, I mean, a lot of times, like when, like, Assassin's Creed would have these packs to help you level up faster, I'd kind of feel kind of icky about them, because I'm like, that's just, like, it's like, if the game is so punishing that it like takes you getting this to like do better, is the game really balanced the right way, and da-da-da. And I mean, this is just like a straight up cheat with Resident Evil, but I'm like, super okay with it. I'm just like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know, like old school entering a cheat code to get something, except you have to pay for this one. So
I mean, as you're entering in your credit card information, you can imagine it's a cheat code.
It's a cheat code, right? Yeah. I know the ultimate cheat code, so I like that. I like that way of looking at it.
It's in my wallet at all times.
At all times, man. Man, if there were like other games that had this, I mean, I could see myself fucking, if there was a thing I could buy for Bloodborne that would like make it the easy mode or whatever, like I'd go play that game again because I really liked the style.
Some very angry ass people.
Did you? I read a different article. Somebody made a PC mod for Sekiro that pretty much turned it into an easy mode. Like it lets you slow things down really slow and do stuff. So I was like, that was really cool. I mean, these PC modders, they do all kinds of really neat stuff, and it's really lucky that they're able to do that with that medium. Yeah. It's too bad like PS4 modders aren't a thing and can make us some cool stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. If you want,
whatever makes you happy,
like if it makes you happy, go for it. And if like me, if you were over a game and not interested in going back to it, and here's something that's going to like get you back to it and excited to play it and hopefully finish it, then hey, good for you for getting that, and good for Capcom for making it available to people. So I don't know. I'm excited about it. So we'll see. We'll see if I get that and play some more and report back. It might take me a while. I've got a lot of new games that I'm waiting to play. So.
That's the other thing I was thinking. I was like, if like there's so many games coming out, and like I want to play Resident Evil 2 eventually, and like this is gonna make it easier for me to go through it quicker. So like it helps me with Game of the Year at the end of the year. So cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, our final news story, perhaps the funnest news story that we've had in quite some time, I would say. All right, Cody, are you familiar with the Twitter account You Can Pet the Dog?
Yes, I am.
Or it might be called Can You Pet the Dog? I should have.
Can You Pet the Dog?
I think it's called Can You Pet the Dog.
Yeah.
You'll find it. You'll find it if you look for it on Twitter. So, so basically, this Twitter account started a couple months ago, I think, and it just will post either like a screenshot or a little short video clip from a video game, and either say, you can pet the dog in this game, or you cannot pet the dog in this game. So it's a pretty simple concept, and, you know, it's just showing fun stuff with dogs. I think my favorite was they had this little clip from Limbo where it shows the dog chasing you down and murdering you. It's like, you cannot pet the dog in Limbo, clearly. But that was fun. So a while back they posted that you cannot pet the dog in Enter the Gungeon. And I think the publisher from this saw it and like tagged the developer and was like, hey, check into this. And so the developer responded with, hold my beer. And they had this update that was coming up. And so he went ahead and reprogrammed the game so that you can pet the dog now. And so this update just rolled out for it. And I think it's supposed to be the last update for the game. And they let this Twitter account know. So they deleted the old tweet, I'm too excited, I can't talk, and posted that now you can pet the dog in Enter the Gungeon. So I just thought this was pretty cool because it's always fun to talk about dogs. We love dogs in video games. I mean, ideally, unless the dog's trying to kill you, you should always be able to pet the dog in a video game because it's so nice and satisfying. And so just to see a publisher and a developer have fun with this and be like, sure, we'll just go recode the game and let you pet the dog because that's what the people want. It was really cool. So good on them for doing that. And it just brought a smile to my face and hopefully brought a smile to yours as well if you like dogs. So, yeah. All right. Cody, do you have anything else we need to cover this evening before we go become Sauron's slaves?
No, I'm just really looking forward to becoming a slave, you know? It's going to be a good time. I hear they have great benefits, so, you know.
No, actually.
No? Shit. Did I read the wrong pamphlet?
Yeah, I think so. So, it's fine. I think you'll get the white Saruman print on your head, and that means you're super cool. So hopefully you'll get that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Face tattoos. Let's do it.
It's not even like a real tattoo. It's just like paint from his hands. Because like Urukai, I don't think bathes, so it never comes off.
Oh, yeah. So, good point.
But hopefully it'll be fine. Maybe you got a different kind of sense of smell when you're an Urukai.
Probably.
We'll see. Be fine. Hey. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. As always, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at contact@geekartgames.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter at geekartgames. Our YouTube is geekartgames.com/YouTube. And I just posted some video footage from my Friday the 13th killing spree. So go check that out. We do our live streams over on twitch.tv/geekartgames. And you can join our Discord, geekartgames.com/Discord, and you can buy a shirt at geekartgames.com/shirts. Cody, I forgot you wanted me to make that new color of the shirt, and I forgot, but I will look into it. So sometimes I need a little reminder. Yeah, and we would love for you to give us a review over on iTunes or whatever service you listen to videos on, or YouTube we appreciate it, or subscribe. Just go ahead and subscribe to YouTube. See our fun videos. See our fun post-credit scene that you don't get on the audio version. It's worth it. Check it out. You see our beautiful faces as well. So, finger guns. All right. I'm on Twitter at SKSUVAK. Cody?
I'm also on Twitter at comicbookcody.
All right. Until I don't know how to do this outro anymore. Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who pet dogs. Do 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 do. Yeah. Sam, so look, I'm really glad that you did really well at this last community night. Like you stepped up and you were the Jason. I'm proud of you.
That's pretty badass.
But I think it may have worked a little too well.
I haven't killed anyone in real life, Cody. Stop asking, okay?
No, like I'm having some issues. Like it's
what kind of issues?
I can't. Like I think I was just trying to give you 10% of my power.
Yeah.
And I think I maybe gave you 100%, and things aren't working how they're supposed to. Like
down there?
Yeah, like I can't even get the machete up anymore.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Like.
Huh. I mean, I haven't been having any overly powerful issues with my body, so I don't think it went to me. Are you sure this has to do with the ceremony?
Yeah, like in game, I can't like I'm like missing all my grabs.
In the game.
And I can't. What did you?
Oh, I thought. This is embarrassing. I thought, your machete, getting it up. I thought you were talking about your penis.
No, my penis is fine. Thank you for asking. No,
I didn't actually ask. I was just What are we talking about?
I am having issues being Jason in the game.
Okay. I
mean, I'm having trouble getting it up. I can't even boot up the game. That's how shamed I am, because I haven't gotten a 7 out of 7 in a week. It's just a lot. I think I need you to send me some coagulated blood.
Fun fact, I never actually got the coagulated blood. So
shit. Somebody in your area is very confused right now.
Somebody else has your power, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
let me know if you hear any mass murdering going on. Do you have a camp near you by chance?
No, thank goodness. No camps, no big lakes near me.
No big lakes?
No, it's fine. So I should be good. Hopefully there's no murderers running around my neighborhood now. Besides Aloy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, fuck Cody.
Aloy has the powers.
Actually, I didn't tell you this, but I mean, she kind of does. I don't want to get into the details about what happened, but some stuff escalated this week. So maybe I should work on her and try to get the power out of her and send it back to you, because I think that's where the excess power went, now that I think about it.
I would really appreciate it. I'm just,
all right,
having a lot of performance issues.
Just, I mean, it could be worse. It could have actually been your So if that works, you're still good, right? Yeah, it's just a video game. So, but we'll work on it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.